Get ready to explore some seriously spooky spots. We're counting down the 10 most mysterious abandoned places on Earth, where time stands still and secrets hide around every corner. Number 10 takes us to Pripyat, Ukraine, a city frozen in fear after one of history's darkest moments, the Chernobyl nuclear disaster of 1986. On that fateful day, Reactor 4 at the nearby power plant suddenly blew, unleashing a catastrophic wave of radiation that would forever change the face of this once thriving town. Imagine a city, once buzzing with life, suddenly silenced. Its streets left to tell a haunting tale of abandonment. That's what you'll find in Pripyat, Ukraine, where a nuclear disaster forced residents to make a heart-wrenching exit, leaving behind the remnants of their everyday lives. Toys and shoes of kids, now worn out by time, scatter the ground, while the infamous amusement park, complete with its rickety Ferris wheel, stands as an eerie reminder of happier times though. Today it's an unlikely yet fascinating tourist magnet. Let's set the scene, a once majestic church, now standing as an unsettling relic in Gary, Indiana. This wasn't just any place of worship. It was the City Methodist Church, built in grandeur with donations from U.S. Steel back in 1926. Its beauty shone bright thanks to intricate stained glass windows and robust stone pillars, all under a stunning Gothic roofline. But time stood still as this marvel fell into disrepair, leaving behind an otherworldwide glimpse into what was once a community's heart. Now, it's a haunting reminder of the past. But City Methodist Church's story took an unexpected turn when its relevance began to wane, thanks to Gary's declining population and the struggling steel industry, a trend that really started gaining momentum by the mid-70s. As attendance dwindled, this architectural gem fell silent. The church was closed for good in 1975, leaving behind only memories of its former grandeur. Fast forward to today, what was once an abandoned relic has caught the attention of Hollywood, popping up as a spooky backdrop in Nightmare on Elm Street and Transformers. Dark Side of the Moon. Imagine walking up to a structure that's equal parts eerie and enchanting. Welcome to Amping Treehouse in Tainan City, Taiwan. This former British-owned warehouse has got a seriously wild story to tell. Left vacant since the 19th century, it was when nature decided to take over. A resilient banyan tree pushed its way inside, literally growing through the walls and concrete floor, transforming what's now known as the Amping Treehouse into an extraordinary, one-of-a-kind sight. The fact that this natural takeover didn't bring the old building crumbling down is nothing short of astonishing. Buckle up for a spine-tingling adventure on Isla de las Muñecas, aka the Island of the Dolls, tucked away in Ocomoco, Mexico. This hauntingly beautiful destination has become a morbid magnet for thrill-seeking travelers, and we can see why. An old, abandoned schoolteacher's eerie obsession with dolls has turned this island into a surreal, unsettling experience that'll leave you questioning what's real and what's just plain creepy. Just remember, if you ever find yourself here, don't be left alone to make some new friends. Get ready for a jaw-dropping, skin-crawling spectacle. The Island of the Dolls in Mexico is like something straight out of your worst nightmare, or a chilling horror flick. This unsettling site was once home to Julian Santa Barrera, an eccentric individual with a twisted fascination for dolls. After discovering a young girl's lifeless body in a nearby canal, Barrera's dark obsession began collecting and hanging hundreds of creepy dolls from the trees, hoping to keep evil spirits at bay. Today, his bizarre legacy lingers on, making this place an unforgettable, albeit terrifying, experience. So, if you're easily spooked or didn't find Annabelle's antics entertaining, make sure to mark your calendar with a big fat X. Are you ready for another real-life ghost town adventure? Let's set our sights on an abandoned site that'll make you wonder. Fordlandia, Brazil. In the 1920s, American industrialist Henry Ford dared to dream big, creating a city from scratch, fueled by his automotive empire's success. He wanted to build a utopia where workers would produce cheap rubber for his U.S. factory. And so, Fordlandia was born. With its eerie abandoned houses and factories still standing, this forgotten city is like stepping into a time capsule or a post-apocalyptic movie set. Today, you can visit the remnants of Ford's vision, but be warned, the crumbling infrastructure and overgrown nature will leave you feeling like an urban explorer in a real-life adventure novel. Hold on to your seats, folks. There's more to the story of Fordlandia than meets the eye. You see, Henry Ford thought he could impose his strict rules, even banning alcohol in this Brazilian city. But the locals had other plans. In 1930, a fiery uprising broke out in one of the town's caves, and before long, angry workers were overturning cars into the river and chasing Ford's managers deep into the jungle. The rebellion was the final straw, and the native workers deserted Fordlandia, leaving behind a ghost town that still stands today. This real-life tale of corporate clashes and local resistance is like something out of a Hollywood movie, and it's all part of the eerie allure of this abandoned city. Get ready for a spine-tingling tale from the streets of Thailand. In the bustling city of Bangkok, a towering enigma stands still, the infamous ghost tower of Sathorn. This unfinished high-rise was meant to be the epitome of luxury living back in the 1990s, but the Asian financial crisis put the brakes on construction in 1977, leaving it at an eerie 80% complete. Now, over 4 decades later, this abandoned skyscraper remains a ghostly presence, with no signs of revival in sight, and locals whisper about its haunted reputation. As you explore Bangkok's concrete jungle, the ghost tower stands out as an otherworldly icon, a testament to the city's complex history and a must-see for thrill seekers and urban explorers alike. Step into the dark history of America's most infamous lockup, Eastern State Penitentiary. This imposing fortress in Pennsylvania was once the gold standard for prisons worldwide, with notorious gangster Al Capone and cunning bank robber Willie Sutton among its former inmates. Constructed at a mind-boggling cost that made it the largest and most expensive public building of its time, ESP opened its gates in 1829, setting a new standard for correctional facilities around the globe. Over 300 prisons took inspiration from this Pennsylvania powerhouse. But after nearly a century and a half of housing hardened criminals, the penitentiary's doors finally slammed shut in 1971. Now, Eastern State Penitentiary stands abandoned, a haunting reminder of America's complex past, waiting for you to unravel its secrets. Get ready for a hauntingly beautiful journey to Poland's forgotten gem, Czestochow Railway Station. This abandoned stop on the former Warsaw-Vienna route, built back in 1846, is a time capsule that will transport you straight to Europe's railway past. With its stunning architecture and eerie silence, it's no wonder this mysterious station has captivated visitors from around the world. So come along and uncover the secrets hidden within its crumbling walls. Imagine an epicenter of industry and commerce, now reduced to a haunting relic. Welcome to Homebush Bay's SS Airfield shipwreck. In its heyday, this bustling Sydney port was the lifeblood of trade, ferrying oil and coal across the globe. But as operations slowed in the 20th century, it transformed into an industrial graveyard, where abandoned vessels like the SS Airfield came to rest, a surreal fusion of past glory and present decay, just waiting for you to explore. Fasten your mental anchors, folks. Homebush Bay's SS Airfield shipwreck has got a story to tell that'll leave you spellbound. This former World War II supply carrier sailed the seas, supporting troops abroad before being deregistered in 1972. Today, it's a surreal sight, a mangrove jungle teeming with life, claiming this abandoned vessel as its own, and serving as a poignant reminder of the passage of time. Get ready to descend into the depths of urban legend. In Liège, Belgium, lies the infamous Ghost Bus Tunnel. This unfinished subway tunnel was once destined for greatness as a hub in a grand underground network, but fate had other plans. Today, instead of bustling commuters, you'll find an eerie silence and the remnants of forgotten dreams. But here's the twist wall. This abandoned wonder is repurposed as a quirky storage space for vintage trams and buses by a local transport company. Talk about giving old rides new routes. If you're hooked on these hidden gems,